Hello, hello! Looks like Twitter's in a bit of a war again. What are we gonna do with this website? So, I've come to the conclusion that Twitter is a. I know I say Twitter is a weird place, but like it gets weirder and weirder every time. So if you guys don't know, there's a bit of a controversy going on about the latest Assassin's Creed game, right? So it was rumored some time ago that there'd be a black character in the as the one of the main characters, okay? And so the trailer dropped not too long ago. And get this, okay? Bro, some people on Twitter are so mad that a black man is in Japan. Now, the person that's actually based off of is Yasuke. So he was someone who served under Nobunaga as a retainer. And for anyone who's going to say a retainer is not a samurai, let me just read something to you real quick. So, I know it's Wikipedia, but Kashidan was an institution of the retainers of the shogun army, or a daimyo in Japan, that became a class of samurai. It was divided into the military commanders, bankata, and the civil officers, yukukata. Okay, so you see that? Okay, a retainer is a samurai. I don't know where this came from. I don't know why people seem to like want to disown the fact that he's a samurai. And even if he's not a traditional samurai, it's in a fictional game in a universe. So I don't know why people are so like projecting onto Japan. It's just weird. It's weird when it comes to Japanese media. And if you want to sum up the entire discourse around this game, here, I'm just going to show you guys this one here. So it's just like here. Ubisoft, game set in Italy, play as Italian man. Game set in France, play as Frenchman. Game set in America, play as Native American man. Game set in Greece, play as Greek man. Game set in Norway, play as Norseman. Game set in Japan, they are saying the part out loud. Now, I don't know if you guys have eyes or you can see, but there's actually a Japanese shinobi or a ninja right on the screen next to Yasuke. So if you don't want to play as a black character during Ubisoft's game, you can just probably play as her. It's crazy. It's phenomenal how this works. But anyways, there's a video that kind of baffled me a little bit because it really threw me off guard, because it's almost like people are trying to be like protective over like Japanese history when, one, this was a real person, and two, it's just like people are so caught up in the race that nobody's asking how is the gameplay looking, how is the story gonna look, and how is it gonna be like, and how is it gonna play overall? Is it going to run well? Is it going to? These are the questions that I ask first before wanting to play a game, because I am forking over $80. Well, actually, in my case, $90 just to play a game that's not going to run properly. Okay, Dragon's Dogma 2, I'm looking at you. So, anyways, it just kills me. But alas, we should watch this video together because I'm actually a little baffled that this guy posted this. But here we go.
So we got our first look at the new Assassin's Creed game, and I gotta say, man, I'm not impressed. I'm actually just really annoyed right now. We have two main protagonists, one female, one male, just like Odyssey. We're gonna be using Neo, I hope I said that right, a female Japanese character. And for the male character, they're gonna be using Yasuke. Now, I'm annoyed because they're using Yasuke, and I'm gonna tell you why. Yasuke is what they want to say is the first black Japanese samurai, when in all actuality, he was not even a samurai. He was a retainer, so he wasn't even a full-blown samurai. And for all of the characters they could have used for Japan, all these kind of different people they could have picked from, they picked Yasuke. Why do they pick Yasuke? Because he's black. So in context, that doesn't matter to me, because in all the Assassin's Creed games, every single character has been of some kind of different race and nationality, so that doesn't matter to me. That's fine. But you have to understand what day and age we're in. You have to understand the kind of social shit that they want to try to get across in these video games now. So instead of using a Japanese man in a game based in Japan, like they did with the other Assassin's Creed games, Altair, he was an Arab, obviously. One of my favorites, Connor, in Assassin's Creed 3, he was Native American, that was fine. And the most famous of them all, Ezio Auditore, who was Italian. So why in all those games would you have a character representative of the region they're from? But in this game, you want to demote a Japanese man and then use Yasuke. I understand why, we know why, but they're not going to tell you why, because if you call it out, you're some kind of ist or phobe or whatever. And since I'm black and I'm calling it out, that means that I must hate my skin or something. You know how they do. I just see this and my immediate thought is they did this for brownie points. I can't think of any other reason why you would have a Assassin's Creed game based in Japan, which we've been clamoring for since the beginning of Assassin's Creed. and then have the main protagonist that is a male be black. I see that and I'm like, there's no other reason than I want claps for it. There's no other reason. And I'm an Assassin's Creed fan. I've played every game. I love every game. And one of my favorite characters is actually Cassandra from Odyssey. So nobody can sit here and say, I don't like women or I don't like diverse people or whatever, when one of my favorite characters is diverse. Hell, Connor Kenway and Hatham Kenway, those are some of my favorite characters from Assassin's Creed. So before the idiots want to start, that's not the reason. The reason is I see straight through this bullshit and I know exactly why they picked this character. It's annoying. That's like if Ghost of Tsushima, instead of using Jin, they used a white dude. People would be like, that doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense to me. It's stupid. I know exactly why they're doing it. I see straight through it. It's annoying.
Okay, so naturally, that was a lot to take in, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Okay, even if it is for brownie points, and if we're really trying to push it, okay, if we're really trying to push it, it's brownie points. This is still a real person that existed, and what's kind of sad is that what people are kind of missing is that there's a potential for a good story of a man who is literally not from the country, who is trying to fit in with somewhere he doesn't belong. Okay, that's something that I really, it could be a really interesting story, and I see the potential in it. But like I said, I'm more interested in gameplay and how it is. And to be honest, okay, let's be real. Even if it's for brownie points, you don't have to buy the game. Okay, you don't have to buy the game. It's like people are making it sound like they are strapped to a chair and they have to pay for the game. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And also, by the way, he said his name wrong, but I'm just gonna be, that's not. But people make it sound like a video game cannot take like a fictional, cannot, even if Yasuke didn't exist. Okay, what could happen is that you can also take somebody, you can take a fictional place like historical, like history or whatever, and then you can make it like, historical fiction. That's the word I was looking for. And he brings up Ghost of Tsushima. Let me tell you something, okay? Even if Jin Sakai was white, the story was still good. The gameplay was still fire. You get what I mean? Of course, the whole Mongolian invasion in Japan, if you actually look at it, at least with that particular island, it did not last that long. I'm pretty sure a big ass storm came in and like make the Mongolians turn away. But you get the point here. So people are so like hung up on like historical accuracy. And isn't Assassin's Creed the one series where you get pieces of Eden that like fry people's brains? Like, dude, it ain't that serious. And like I said, even if you buy the game, you can play as the Japanese woman who's the ninja. It doesn't make sense. Oh, and for the record, if you want to see how well this discourse went, I'm gonna share you some screenshots because oh my god, it gets better. Let's make an African-based AC. It's not that hard. Got it. Also, keep crying. We got it when AC Origin. I can't tell if you're being real or not, but I said make an Africa-based AC, and you said we do, and it's Origin. Was it Origins based in Egypt, if I recall? Now, I know I'm cherry picking a little bit, but like this is the type of people we're up against, by the way, when it comes to like these type of conversations. And so, if in case you did not know, Egypt's in Africa. Okay, it may be all the way up top in Africa, but it's still a part of the continent. So I don't know where this comes from. It just, oh lord, this discourse is so annoying. Okay, here's another one. I don't know where there are people like this. This person has a strong protagonist vibe. He was never a samurai. What does that have to do with? Oh my god. You see what I mean? How people miss like the bigger picture, where it's like, oh, I'm looking at it from a story perspective. They're looking at it as he was never a samurai. It's not accurate. Oh my goodness. Also, one thing I should probably mention that was actually big was that apparently it was going around that AC Shadows was going to be online only for the whole time. And trust me, if that was true, the game deserved to crash and burn, because online only is one of the worst forms of like service you could ever give to a game. Make sure there's an offline mode, because some of us don't want to use our internet connection, and some of us mostly play, single player. Look at Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. I made so many jokes on that game, but like it's literally dead, and it's a live service game, and you need internet to play when the servers don't work. Craziness, am I right? Now, I want to give a quick update to this whole part, because a lot of people seem to be like, gets lost in the sauce, so I just want to clarify that you actually don't need a mandatory connection at all times. Okay, now, Ubisoft may slap it with microtransactions, but at least you can turn off the Wi-Fi so you don't have to read this stuff. You know what I mean? So that's actually way more important to me than anything else. But anyways, Yeah. So I'm just glad that, you know, that got cleared up, because right now I want to see some gameplay, and maybe it might be hype. Who knows? Like, or maybe it might be pure garbage, but we don't know yet. But what people are more focused on is the is the black character. Oh my lord. Anyways, if you really want me to be honest, I don't really care to be, if you want me to be frank. Like, I'm more interested in, like, it's a good story, and I know like Ubisoft prides themselves on like having historically accurate people in their stuff. That's why in ACT you have Leonardo da Vinci and a bunch of other people. You have Julius Caesar in AC Origins. Then you have what's his face? I think you have Spartacus. Not Spartacus. What's his face? I can't forget his name. Leonidas. Leonidas at AC Odyssey. Okay, that's what it was. So you have real people. So the fact that it's a real person just adds to the whole stuff. But what I'm getting at here is that what we really should be focusing on is the game going to run well? Is the game going to be good? Is the game has a good story? I know I said this earlier, but like I really want to hammer it home, because that's what we should be getting. And if they deliver on a good story, that's what we should pay our money towards. Not looking at people who are just, you know, oh my god, he's black. Like, yeah. And they make it sound like you can't have a fresh, like a fish out of water story. You ever watch The Great Wall with Matt Damon? He's in China and he's white. You ever watch like the Marco Polo series? I never watched it, but I saw it. Marco Polo was not Chinese or Mongolian or whatever that's place set in. You get the point. So you can have a setting where you have someone who's not from the setting as a protagonist. Okay? I just don't understand why people are so fixated on race. It doesn't make sense. It's a video game. Okay? And if the video game is bad, don't buy it. Okay? Just don't buy it. It's that simple, bro. Anyways. This is why, like, with social media, I gotta take it in strides, because holy, it is annoying as hell. And the fact that you have to go out and to like combat a lot of misinformation, especially the retainer stuff. I just found that one weird. Like, you couldn't just do a quick Google search and you find out that a retainer is a type of samurai. Anyways, all this stuff is beyond me. I find this conversation so stupid. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow my socials down in the description below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Ciao!